Granny wants to say, are you guys going to give your top 5 horror movies of the year? I thought this was going to be a year in review or year in horror review.
One.
Yeah, I was going to say John probably hasn't seen any. What about you, Ed? What are your top 5 horror movies that you've seen this year, man?
I've not seen 5 new ones this year, but my 5 movies of the year: Speak No Evil.
Okay,
It's kind of a horror movie, right?
I would categorize it.
Even though it was wrong in a lot of ways, I like the Iron Claw about the Von Erich family. I thought that was a great film. Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. It had some problems too, but it was still good. I mean, you got the OG Ghostbusters back. How can you go wrong, right? The Bike Riders was good with the Austin Butler guy, Norman Reedus, and all that. It's a pretty good movie. I don't think that's about all new I've seen this past year, I believe.
Yeah, I really only watched horror movies in 2024. Like a lot of the other shit, I just didn't care to see. But there were a lot of horror films in 2024 that I was kind of wanting to go out of my way. What about you, Synth? What did you see in 2024 that really stood out to you?
So it's funny because going way back, I'm a horror nut. I mean, I liked it even more than sci-fi. And then as time went on, I got more into sci-fi and more into drama and action and all that stuff. So my horror consumption lately is pretty sad, unless it's my favorites, like the stuff I just go back to over and over again. I think the only new horror movie I saw was The Substance, and it was fun, you know. But
I watched that.
Stuff,
I watched
streaming
The
content
Substance the other day. I heard a lot of good things about The Substance. A lot of people really putting it over, saying like, "Wow, what a great movie." The effects are fun. That's about
the
all.
idea is interesting. Yeah,
it's the short review that I gave on one of the Dead Pit fucking streams in the chat was like all style, no substance is kind of how I felt about the movie.
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
there was like some cool effects.
Ultimate Warrior of movies.
Yeah, but man, there was no like I didn't give a shit about any of the characters. I didn't give a shit about the story. I didn't give a shit about anything that was going on. I was just like, what kind of freaky makeup are they gonna do next? Like that type of thing. But,
exactly. Yeah. So I mean, it was a popcorn movie. You know, it was fun.
But it was too long. I have this issue with so many movies now.
Yeah,
everything's too fucking long. Not everything has to be 2.5 hours.
Cronenberg did all this stuff so much better so long ago. It's like,
yeah,
where's the new stuff, right? It's not
absolutely
nothing that original. So, I mean, he was doing that shit in the 70s.
Yeah, it was kind of a throwback to a it was just a body horror movie, and I had a lot of high hopes for it because the first like 5-10 minutes of the movie, I was like, wow, this is really stylish, interesting, like kind of curious where this goes, and it was just kind of like it just kind of stayed almost as a parody. It felt like a parody almost.
Yeah, it's over the top for sure, but it's well shot. It has some interesting this and that in it, but and hey, Demi Moore still looks pretty damn good. So
yeah.
So for the prurient interest out there, it was interesting. That's all I saw horror new. I always rewatch a bunch of stuff I love. I finally did watch Zombie Pestilence 90.
Oh man,
there you go.
So that's not new. But
I still got to see that. That
was also a little bit long. I have to say, it's fun, but it's too long.
Oh,
it's funny because it's only like 80 minutes long.
I know.
It's just like it's too long. It's too long.
The routine just doesn't work that long. It's like, but I love the dubbed stuff, just like in the Night of the Dawn of the Day of the the famous dub. It's like that. It's just crazy dubbing and very entertaining and. Although the one I found had the penis scene cut out of it. I had to find another version of it. Just that scene was cut out. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
It's like there's so much other wrong with that movie. They cut that out.
They cut the penis out like a running bobbit.
Yeah. Exactly. And then just tons of streaming and other movies and stuff. So I'm constantly watching shit. Like I'm watching the new season of Squid Game right now and just whatever. Just watching lots of other weird shit. So,
what about you, Matt?
I'm kind of the same. I don't think I saw 5 new horror movies this year. I know, so I can give you one good one and I'll give you one bad one. How about that?
Give me a good one and I'll debate you on it.
Well, you probably already know what I'm going to say. The one good one I'm going to say I saw this year was Nosferatu. I thought it was fucking awesome. It's a beautiful movie. It's beautifully shot. I like what Robert Eggers did. Great atmosphere. Whether it's missing the emo love story that you feel like it should have, I still appreciate
Look,
it. I thought
look,
it was
look,
good.
look. So I've been thinking about this because
look.
look. Hold on. So I've been thinking about this, and I don't think it's a bad movie or anything. But there was something. I left that theater after I watched it, and I was like, I felt like I was missing something. There was something that I just couldn't. I was just like, man, it's just not like it wasn't bad. Like it was well made. Like there was a lot of good I liked about it. The thing about it, the Nosferatu story, the version that Robert Eggers did. If you've seen that story before, it's pretty much a beat for beat remake of any of all the Dracula stories. Nosferatu,
Right.
Nosferatu the vampire. Like, so I remember sitting in a theater watching it, like, oh, okay, I know where this is going. Okay, yeah, it went there. Okay, I know where this is going now.
You
And
pretty much
nothing.
already knew. You pretty much already knew
I knew. I
every
knew
step
the
of the
whole
movie.
story.
Right.
I knew the whole story. I knew where
Sure.
everything was leading. And that was the biggest disappointment for me because when I watch a movie directed by a guy like Robert Eggers or Ari Aster or Ty West or any of these like new age horror directors, the thing I love about them the most is that I feel uneasy because I don't know where they're taking me. Like I don't know where their stories are taking. Like when I watched The Witch, I was like, "Oh my god, this dude's going to do something. He's going to do something that fucks me up. Like he's going to take me somewhere I don't want to go."
Oh yeah.
Or Ari Aster is going to take me somewhere I don't want to go. Nosferatu took me somewhere where I knew exactly where I was going the whole time.
But I mean, it's a remake of a remake of a remake of a
It
remake.
is.
I mean, there's
It
really
is.
nothing
And
else
there's
you can
nothing
do.
wrong with that.
All
There's
you can
nothing
do is
wrong
put
with
your
that.
own style and your own spin
You're
on
right.
it. I guess
You're
you
right.
could say.
And like I said, he does a great job doing that.
yeah.
But at the same time, me personally, I was kind of hoping that he would take it and do something a little different with it. Take it somewhere else. Take it in a different direction.
Like what? Exactly. Like what direction?
I don't know. He's
were you
Robert
expecting
Eggers.
them to just
It's
like
kind of hard to beat F.W.
Figure it
Murnau's
out.
version. It's awesome. The original is
Yeah.
really good.
absolutely.
And me
even
and Matt have
even
talked about it. I love Werner Herzog's Nosferatu.
Yes. It's
That's one
great.
of my favorite. Like
Yeah,
that something about that movie. There's an ominous aura and an ominous vibe to that movie. Like even the scenes where he's just traveling to Transylvania.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
As
The
he's
reason
traveling,
it
it gets
probably
more and more ominous as he travels.
yes. Well, that's
That-
because of how Herzog shot it. If you look at the way
Right.
he loves to linger on these big wide shots of like landscapes and scenery and structures and stuff like that. So there's one scene in particular, it's like almost 5 minutes long. It's just this one wide shot of these mountains, and all of a sudden you see the fog roll in and completely block out the sun. But all you're doing is sitting there and watching smoke come and fog come, but it takes forever to come, and then finally you're like, oh, I get what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and it does. It adds to the atmosphere. I just don't feel like it had the same atmosphere that this one did. And obviously, there's a bigger production, there's a bigger budget.
I think it has to do with the score too, man. Like Herzog's Nosferatu, the score that
it's very
just
strange because it's very uplifting,
very
also
unsettling. And then when you meet Orlok, when you meet Dracula, when you meet the vampire, in Herzog's version, he's
a pussy.
Sad. He's sad.
I'm sorry.
He's been cursed with this, like I'm invincible, like I will never, like I'm just, it's like I said to you, my favorite quote is like, time is an abyss as deep as 1,000 nights. Like I love that. It's like, oh man, it's like that existential fucking sadness that my fucking deep dark goth emo heart or whatever loves,
It spoke to
and
your
then
emo
in like
heart, absolutely.
exactly. And then the Eggers version, he's just like, I am a monster type of thing. And I'm just like, I wish he would have played a little more like subtly.
What did you think of the Willem Dafoe version of the character, the earlier movie?
I've never seen that.
Check that one out.
Yeah,
I
need to check that one out.
Shadow of the Vampire.
Shadow of the Vampire. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which Defoe was awesome in this one too. Like
Defoe's
did
great
like
in anything.
Yeah, everything he's in. Like I told you, he did his best.
Except
Defoe
for Boondock Saints, he's garbage in that.
You think so? Really?
I hate that movie.
Wow.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Yeah.
It's all style, no substance, like you said.
Yeah.